Cardano smart contracts are about to go live today, and the stakes could never be higher. Literally, I don't think there is a project launch in the history of crypto that can compare to this level of expectation, anticipation, excitement, FOMO, massive lack of information, right? Because everybody's expecting so much. Charles talks so well. He's so brilliant. He's so exciting to hear talk. Obviously, he's got a mixed reputation in the crypto community because some people don't believe him. Other people are obsessed with him. This is like the tale of two cities, right? Where anything could happen. And I think my biggest warning here, which I can see a lot of people are going to smash the dislike because they're going to see this title and thumbnail, but this is true. You need to understand when stakes are this high, when the R&R is just like this high, like anything could happen, right? What could happen could literally be this massive sustained pump with the most exciting and most important ecosystem that crypto has ever birthed. Literally, if you ask Charles, if you ask the Cardano family and fans, this could be the biggest thing since sliced bread. However, the opposite side is if this is a letdown, you have a lot of FOMO and frothiness in the Cardano markets, as we'll show in just a second, and this could lead to potentially some negative consequences, right? So what's going to happen later today is literally the decider of what could be a massive pump to $10 and beyond. I think Cardano at $10, if this all goes well, is a no-brainer, right? So I'm certainly hoping that it will. I wanted to show this chart though, just a second here, and I'm going to do this live time, no edits on this. Let's just get through this here. So you can see that this is really just me trying to give you an authentic, unadulterated, unedited opinion here. Look, we have these FOMO spikes going on. This is courtesy of Santiment. I actually just got a Santiment Pro account, so I'll be digging in and using their insights more and more. But as you can see, as the price is sort of angled around here, we see big FUD spikes that lead to price increases and big FOMO spikes that lead to price decreases. And this is typically how crypto does the fake out, right? When people get frothy and over FOMO'd, it kind of cuts the other way because the whales kind of sense that things are easy to manipulate, and they sell into that FOMO. And so as we see, the FOMO has been spiking up here in the run up to Cardano's Alonzo fork. And what we see here is that we're seeing more and more FOMO spikes, but this is of course after a massive run up, and usually these create sort of some price decreases. Meanwhile, the stakes have never been higher as we have, this is the big day, Charles's big day that we've been looking forward to for literally what feels like since 2016 or, early 2017. This is what we've been waiting for. I mean, this is it. And so to think that this isn't potentially one of the biggest pivotal moments in not just Cardano's history, but the entire history of crypto, like this could be the difference here between becoming this global technology that onboards governments and every possible consumer use case with massive amounts of decentralization as well as computing power and throughput. Look, I'm rooting for it. And I just want to be really, really clear here. I want to be super duper clear that I am rooting for Cardano, and I want this to go extremely, extremely well. I want this to go well because it's really important that this goes well, or else a lot of people might end up with a roller coaster effect on the charts. So here's the possibilities here. We either have Cardano come out, and by the way, there's been a ton of FUD over the last few weeks, some from the Ethereum camp, which is totally understandable. The Ethereum camp is the most likely to FUD Cardano. So you got to take all that with a boulder of salt. However, the reality is that there has been some doubts and there hasn't been a ton of real visibility into how this system is going to support the UTXO model as well as these concurrent transactions that are required for DeFi. And Charles has been insistent and persistent that DeFi is going to be the thing that Cardano completely rug pulls Ethereum on and does way better. And so this is where I think you have this huge potential outcome of Cardano delivering on their promises, everybody realizing Charles is this super genius and that everything he says is accurate and that it's going to be this dominant smart contracts platform that kind of eats the world. Or you have sort of like a more mediocre release, right? Where things are maybe a little slower, the actual user experience is harder. They're not expecting EVM compatibility till Q1 2022. And even then we know that Cardano kind of slips and slides on their delivery dates. So the question is, what's going to be on here at first? How much transaction volume is going to be there? I've seen some initial initial reports that transaction volumes have been pretty low. And so the reality is I think that coming into this with a little bit of caged expectations is super, super healthy, because if you overload your expectations and you especially leverage yourself on the charts, you can set yourself up for a really, really risky, essentially investment opportunity, right? Where typically in crypto, you get the buy the rumor and sell the news. There is no bigger news than this to sell. There's no bigger anticipation moment. And quite frankly, the Cardano community tends to sort of absorb and mop up a lot of new participants in the market. I've noticed that new people in the market tend to flock towards Cardano, especially, it's just very, very common. Cardano was one of the first coins I ever purchased, one of the first altcoins I ever purchased. I found Charles's, whiteboard lecture to be very convincing, and I really, really enjoyed and connected with him. And then we look back and, as we're looking forward, what we need to understand is that there's a lot at stake. There is a ton at stake, and this is a double-edged sword that could either cut really through the noise and send Cardano up to really challenge Ethereum, or this could send it down and have other smart contracts platforms like Solana, like Polkadot, like Polygon, and others start to actually make a case that they should be closer to Cardano's market cap because they're more functional. So the stakes have never been higher, and I think Cardano holders need to be very, very grounded in their expectations here. I'm optimistic and I'm rooting for Cardano because I think that this would be, I'm worried about the negative effects if Cardano doesn't deliver. And I think that that's, for me, is going to be a big sort of emotional letdown, a trust issue with Cardano if they don't deliver. Now, I do think that after all these years, with all the funding, with the massive market cap, with all the hype, with all of the excitement, I'm hoping that they deliver, and I'm really, really rooting for you guys. I definitely have my ADA bags packed and ready, so let's hopefully go to the moon together. But just understand, selling the news is common, selling into FOMO is common, and quite frankly, we haven't really seen what's going to happen yet. So there's just a lot. There's a big reveal happening, and those big reveals, just know, there's a lot of inflection that could happen here, both good and bad. So keep your heads screwed on your shoulders. Don't get emotional. If you're a big Cardano fanboy or fangirl and this thing starts to tank on the news or this sort of letdown release, if that is the case, then maybe that's a buying opportunity that you can reload your bags and get ready for when things kind of get on rails and they go moonwards again. Because Charles is a master marketer, and he's going to keep Cardano front and center for whenever they do figure their stuff out. So I believe that he's built a strong enough community that whatever happens today will, even if it's bad, disappear into, the sunset, and it'll be water under the bridge eventually. You just need to know that this might not be the instant explosive liftoff to Valhalla that some people had been hoping. So keep your expectations grounded, but know that this is a massive, massive moment. Absolutely massive. You Cardano holders have been warned that this could go both ways, and I sincerely hope you guys have an even sort of keeled emotional and financial approach to this. Regardless, my name's Elio Trades. You can find me on Twitter at Elio Trades. I can tell that a lot of people are probably not going to like this. They're probably just going to dislike it off the bat, but I hope this has been informative nonetheless. So if you got some value out of this, smash that like button, that thumb. I'm going to need your help on this one because the ADA fans are probably just going to insta dislike and hate on me for this. Totally get it, but I hope you guys understand that I'm trying to equip you, as always, with the tools to navigate this industry the absolute best and to big brain through all these situations. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys very soon on the next episode. Bye.